Hi everyone, welcome to our next lesson of guitar. Today we're going to be taking in for some more precise picking. So let's zoom into this thing and let's see what's crack-a-lacking. Alright, so by now we know our American chords are G, D over F sharp, E minor, D sus, D, C, A minor, and then back to G. But let's finish it off. And now we're going to use a system that is used by professionals all over the world. So it's not just some random thing that I'm going to show you because I think it's cool. No, this is a very, very applicable thing. And it's called the number system. So what we're going to do is first let's get our G major scale, which sounds like this. Alright, which is just our scale in the key of G. So we're going to start off 3 with our ring finger on the 3rd fret. Our finger is going to remain that form. Ring finger on the 3rd fret, index finger in charge of the 2nd fret. And we're going to go 3, 0, 2. So 3 on the low E string, 0, 2 on the A string. The 2 being played with our middle finger. So 3, 0, 2. Then 3 underneath. Alright, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we go 5. 5 is the open D string. 6 is the 2nd fret on the D string. 7 is our pinky on the 4th fret of the D. So 5, 6, 7, and then 1 is just G again, because G is 1, because it's in the key of G. Anytime you're in a key of something, that note is the key. So if I'm in the key of C, then C is the 1. If I am in the key of G, then G is the 1, okay? So that note is the number 1. So let's try it together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And then we go backwards. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so let's try it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, now let's try it in this way. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So now after I reach the 5, which is the D note, I'm going to go 6 on the low E string, which is nothing. 7 is the 2nd fret on the low E string, and then back to 1. So we're going to use 6, 7, 1. A low 6, low 7, back to our 1. Alright, so it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Again, a bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Alright, and those are going to show us where our positions are for each of these. So make sure you're picking these numbers up and the chords that they represent, okay? So G is our 1, A minor is our 2 because the A is the 2nd note, G over B. So all that is it's exactly like a G but without the middle finger. So you're going to strum with from where the index finger is on the A string. Alright, that's our 3. But we actually call it a 1 over 3. So it goes 1, 2, 1 over 3, but we can call it 3 for now. Then 4 is that C, which is right underneath Big Mountain. Alright, so let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're strumming for the right root note. 5. 5 is a D chord, so that open D string. You can hold a D sus or a D major. I'm going to hold a D sus for now. That's our 5. Then we'll use that low 6, so we're going to strum that E minor. And then 7 is going to be open the tunnel, then back to 1. So E minor, close the tunnel, which is our 6. D over F sharp, our 7, which is specifically known as a 5 over 7, but I'll call it a 7 for now. And then our 1. So slowly we have 1 G, 2 A minor, 3 G over B, 4 C, 5 D, sus or D, 6 E minor, 5 over 7 D over F sharp, then 1 back to G. And that makes life easier because now you can hear the character of the chord, alright? So whenever you hear 4, 5, 1, if it sounds like it has finally reached, then that is our 1. If it sounds na 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 like it wants to go somewhere, that's that's our 5. So get used to how these chords sound, because whether we're changing the key, if we go to, like, say, the key of C, or in the key of D, or in the key of E major, or in the key of F sharp, the numbers will always sound the same. And this is why professional musicians all over the world, from China to Mali to Brazil, and even in Kenya, they use the number system. So if you know what this is, you will be able to understand how professional musicians are actually talking, all right? This ain't just the Pythagoras theorem, which we're going to learn, which is good for your brain, but you might not necessarily use it too much. This you will use 100% if you get into the field of music, all right? So make sure you get used to this number system. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the D string. 5, 6, 7, 1. Let's take it backwards. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right? Now, once we get used to those numbers, which you will because we're going to be using them a lot, let's try and now get into the next technique thing I want us to focus on, which is picking. Now, there are 2 styles. If you don't have a pick, you can use your fingers. And the way it works in guitar is your thumb is in charge of the E, A, and D string. No other finger goes there except the thumb. On the E, A, and D, gets the most strings. My index finger gets the G string, my middle finger gets the B string, and my ring finger gets the high E. They only get 1 string each. All right? And the way I position it is, my hand is on my guitar, like this, and my fingers are free. All right? I'm just free. I'm free hanging, just like that. So I have no tension. I'm not like this, like a claw, and there's space between my fingers. No, my fingers are just relaxed. There's no space between my index, middle, and ring finger, but I'm relaxed. It's super important you learn the art of relaxation in music, because it's so many things. It's not even just music. Whether you're painting, whether you're sprinting, you always need a sense of relaxation if you want to be able to perform at your best. Even your heart rate, you need to be relaxed. Your heart needs to be at a steady rate if you want to perform well in front of people. All right? So we're going to go thumb, index, middle, ring. I'm holding a 1 chord, our G major. 1, thumb, index, middle, ring, again, thumb, index. Make sure your fingers don't go to any other string. They should remain only on their string, all right? All right, now let's go back up. So we're gonna go middle, index to finish upwards. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, ring, middle, index, repeat. Thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, ring, index, middle. Alright, so now let's take it from our 1 chord to our 4 chord, which is our C major. And whenever we move the root note, our thumb will move as well. So that means for that 4th chord, our C major, our thumb will go to the A string. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then down. 1, 2. My thumb moved to the A string. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure you're relaxed with your hand. 4, 5. Then down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if you're using a pick, the way you're going to do it is you're going to hit the exact same thing. Now, your pick can go anywhere, all right? It doesn't matter. But it makes it sound a little bit brighter. Now, you're going to start off on the low E string. And you're going to go down, down, down. But whenever you're having a change of direction, that next stroke changes the direction of the stroke, because we only have 2 strokes with our pick, a down and an up, a down and an up. So we're gonna go down on the E, down on the G, down on the B, up on the high E, up on the B, up on the G. So up, up, up. So 3 downs, down, 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 up, up, up. And the way my hand is positioned is I am putting my wrist. So if this is my hand over here, where my pinky is, I can kung fu chop it, and I want this to remain over here. So it's the pinky, the butt of the pinky, just down here, this fatty part right over here. Yeah? So here it is, that fatty part. I want that right over here. Right there. And I'm hovering on the top of the string. Not down here, I'm at the top. Alright? Right over there. So then I'm moving my wrist like that. All right, so this is with a pick. Down, 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 up, 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 down, down, down. Let's go to a C major. Change now to the A string as the bass, because that's our root note. Back up to the G. If you're using your fingers, just keep using your fingers. If you're using a pick, make sure it's right there. To the to that 4 chord. Alright, let's go to a D chord. So from that D chord, my index finger goes down, my pick is going to go down there. Back to that C chord. Alright, back up. Let's go G twice. Now let's go to a C. Now, slower. Let's go to a D, which is our 5 chord. Make sure you remember that. Our D is our 5 chord. 5 sus. Back to our C. And then back to our G. And that's going to be the picking pattern we're going to use. So whether you're using your fingers, make sure you're freehanding, but if you're using your pick, make sure you're planted and on the butt of the pinky at the top of the strings. Obviously, when you go down a little bit, your hand can move a little bit, but don't let it be all the way down here. It needs to be up over there, okay? Alright, now let's hear the song that we're going to learn with these chords and with this picking pattern. Alright, it goes like this. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Let me speed it up a bit. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. So that is what friend we have in Jesus. We're going to use that picking pattern that is known as a 3-4 picking pattern, where I'm going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the 3 beats in every bar. So I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So my foot is stomping on that 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Really try your best and practice with stomping your foot. It is one of the most important things you can do as a musician, and I need you to be able to do it because it's going to make you good. It might be confusing in the beginning, but once you get used to it, you won't stop, and you'll be able to synchronize with other people if you're playing in a band. But if you can't, you'll always be relying on hope that you're in sync. But if you can, you don't have to rely on hope. You can always feel where it's supposed to be, okay? So, starting off, our chords are a 1, 3, 4, then a 4 chord. Then we go back to our 1. Then we go 5 suspended, which is a D suspended, and then a 5. Alright, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 suspended, and then a 5. Alright, so that is me picking it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. I do that twice, then I change the chord. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Twice, then I go back to the 1 chord. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. I go to the 5 chord, so from the D string, 1, 2, 3 on the suspended, then the second time unsuspended. So that means remove the pinky. And that would be, what a friend we have in Jesus. I'm taking it really slow. All back to the 1. Our sins and griefs, 2, 5 suspended when you hear bear, then unsuspend. The second line is going to be 1, exact same thing, twice. then the 4 again twice. This is our second line. But here's where the change comes. We're going to go to a 1/3, which is just our 3 chord. So index finger on the 2nd fret of our A string. And we play from that A string. 1, 2, 3. Play it once, then 5 suspended. Once, and then back to 1 twice. Alright, so you'll notice it in the second line, it's split in half. That means it only gets 1 picking pattern. But when the number is by itself, it gets 2 picking patterns. So let's try that second line. What a privilege to carry. 1/3, then 5 suspended. Everything to God in prayer. Alright, now anytime you hear everything to God in prayer, it's always going to be that 1/3 to that 5 suspended, then 1. Alright, so this second line is exactly the same as the 4th line, and there are only 4 lines. So that means we just need to fill in the 3rd line. Alright, let's try that first and second line together though. 3, go. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to 5 suspend, unsuspended. What a privilege to carry. 1/3, 5 sus. Everything to God in prayer. Alright, the B section, so that was the whole A section, which is the first 2 lines. The 3rd line is our B section. We start on a 5/7. Oh, what peace we often, then back to our 1, and then a 1/3. Alright, so we do 5/7 with 2 picking patterns, a 1, and then a 1/3. Alright, so, oh, what peace we often for, 1/3, get to that 4, oh, what 1/3, 5 suspended, then a regular 5. Alright, so a lot of movement in that beginning of the B section. So 5/7, twice, then 1, 1/3, once, 1/3, just remove the middle finger and go down the string. Then 4, walk it backwards to the 1/3, then that 5 sus. Regular 5, unsuspended. When I say unsuspend, take to the 5. Then the 4th line, exactly the same as the second one. Don't worry about what I did there, I'll show you what I did later on. Everything to God in prayer. Alright, so that B section has a lot of movement. For our 5/7 to our 1, just remove the middle finger, get that 1/3, the 4, go behind, back to the 1/3, then 5 suspended, unsuspended to that D major. Alright, then the 4th line the same as the beginning. So whether using a pick or your fingers, make sure you're very accurate. The fingers should not cross over to other strings. Your pick should be nice and planted. Don't float, you'll make it so hard because you'll be thinking too hard. Okay? So now let's go for that entire song, nice and slow. Practice it a couple of times before you join me in this segment, alright? Or else it'll be really hard because you haven't yet tried it by yourself. So let's go for it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What a friend we have in Jesus. 1, 5 sus. And all our sins and griefs to bear. Unsuspend. Second line. What a privilege to carry. Every 5 sus, then a 1. Here comes our B section for that 5/7. Let's go. Open the tunnel. Peace we often won. Then 1/3, 4. Oh, walk it back to 1/3. Needless pain we bear. 5 sus, regular 5. 4th line, same as the first. Oh, because we do not carry thing as usual. Everything to God in prayer. But if you were to go to the second verse, you just keep it going. In prayer, once, twice, then you start again. Are you? So you just keep going. Exact same thing over and over for as much as the verses are there. Now, on that fourth line, there's a thing I'm doing. I'm doing a push. So, oh, because we do not care. So on do, we push it. And I'm just taking it half time on that G chord, that one chord. I'm just going E, G, B, then I push it to that G over B. Alright, so that means my thumb also goes down, or your pick also goes down. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, do not care. Alright, so in context it'll sound like this. Oh, because we do not care. And that really leads it to the 4 chord well. Then we finish it. Everything to God in prayer. Alright. Now let's add some picking style at full speed. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. Oh, here comes a push. Because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Alright, and that is what a friend we have in Jesus, but with a lot of technique. We have learnt the system of the professionals, the number system. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Super important system. If there was anything I would want you to get from our time playing all these instruments, it is the number system, because it is the language that will allow you to be able to be a professional musician if you wanted to be one. All right, so super important, because now you can say that sounds like a 1, and you always have those movements that will show you where the chord, what the character of the chord is. So I have like a 4, 5, 1, classic ending. Happy birthday to you. That's just a 4, 5, 1. All right, or amazing grace, how 4 then 1. All right, those are the sounds. Just get used to them, because you can't really say, oh, that sounds like a C chord, that sounds like a G chord, but you can say that sounds like a 1, that sounds like a 4, that sounds like a 1. So if I change it to like the key of E, you can't say, oh, that sounds like a G chord, that sounds like a C chord. No, it doesn't. It sounds like a 4 chord, it sounds like a 1 chord. Happy birthday to you. Same thing, 4, 5, then 1, just in a different key. All right, so you have to get used to how those numbers sound. Super important, and we'll get really good at them because we're going to be using them. That's the language we're going to be speaking from now on, okay? So make sure you know that system. Make sure you're good with your alternate picking, whether you're using your fingers or your pick. Be good with all of them and the technique. When you're using your pick, don't be so stiff and rigid over there. Make sure you're a little bit light so that you can easily glide up and down the strings. Not super rigid like, ugh. Don't fight with the strings. You need to be relaxed. All right? So practice all of those techniques and use it in the song. And I'll see you next week where we're going to be using the same language and the same techniques for our next song. See you next week.